Saturday. Today's video is a collab with the host Grandma Sandy in Southern California, and many co-hosts are on this collaboration. Suffolk Susie in Long Island, New York, Pat's Garden Life in the Southern States, and Barb Dally Rural Life in Washington State. So let's do a garden tour Saturday. There is so much to see today. We're gonna start in the vegetable garden, but before we take a look at that, I gotta tell you about the crows and the crow situation. So the last week's garden tour, I think I said the crows hadn't been here for 48 hours. So I did a live stream yesterday about harvesting some potatoes from my garden, and I fed the crows, or attempted to feed them. I hadn't fed them in a few days. They were definitely telling me about the fact I hadn't fed them. Put food out for them. They've been here. They were on my roof. They've been in my bird bath. And for some strange reason, they have not touched the kitty treats. I did move the bowls a little closer to the vegetable garden. There were 3 to 5 crows here, and none of the trees look like they've been eaten. So it's a little weird. Let's check it out. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Where are we? I can't even see. It's so sunny today. There is glare on the screen. So this is where I moved the kitty treats to for the crows, and for some strange reason they have, well, maybe they did touch them actually. There's a lot less in the bowl, so I might be mistaken. They probably were here when I was watering my rock garden. That's my guess. But I didn't actually see them eating this time. So they did it in a very sneaky way. But so that's the status of the food bowls. We're gonna take a quick look at the bird bath before I show you the real stuff that's happening in the vegetable garden. I did change the water this morning when I was out here watering, and I don't think there's anything contaminating it. They've actually been bathing in here occasionally. I think I saw them yesterday or early this morning taking a bath in the bird bath. So that is awesome. No dead creatures since I started feeding them a while ago. That is so nice because I was so sick of those dead birds and other creatures. And then they gave me a live rabbit once. Thank you. So let's see what's happening in this wild jungle I have created. Excuse my voice. A little raw throat. This is my sheep manure garden bed that I created this season, and it is pretty much a giant jungle. There is so much happening here, a stark contrast to the beds over here, which did not get sheep manure. Thank you, Nick. We're gonna check out my spaghetti squash. This is blowing my mind. So I have 2 spaghetti squash plants in here, one that is pretty much dominating the entire garden. What you see right in front of you is pretty much all spaghetti squash. I've eaten one, which I harvested in a live stream a couple streams ago, and there are so many more growing. There's one here. We've got another one in the middle of a tomato plant. We've got a third one in the middle of this tomato plant. And if we come this way, there's this one, the one in the flower pot. Around the corner, we've got another one happening. And I haven't even checked inside this jungle if there's any growing in here. I wouldn't doubt it, but I don't actually know if there's anything growing in the middle of jungle. There certainly could be. We are escaping the garden by far. This vine is going to go and see how far it can travel. It's going in many directions now. Definitely enjoying the flower pots. So, lots of stuff happening here. Let me see if there's anything here. There were mystery squashes planted at the back, and I don't think they've actually gotten any squash on them yet. I don't see anything resembling fruits or vegetables here. A lot of foliage though. So we'll see if that turns into anything. My beans have climbed all the way to the top of their branches. I probably need some more support. And my miniature sunflowers have just started blooming. That is so exciting. Gotta love a good sunflower. These are multi-stem varieties, and I cannot remember the name, but lots of action happening there. And then the tomatoes. Now let's talk about the tomatoes. This is a freaking jungle of tomatoes here. I couldn't tell you how many tomatoes are on here. I'm sure there are a lot, and a lot that I cannot see because this is literally a jungle here that I've got going on. I tried to venture into the jungle, but I kind of gave up on it. It really was like a lost cause to get in the middle without breaking anything. So I did a tiny bit of pruning, but I think this is going to be a treasure hunt when I go searching for the tomatoes. Hopefully they still ripen, given that there's so much foliage everywhere, but I'm kind of at a lost cause for pruning them because there's just so much happening. I wouldn't even really know where to start pruning these guys. They're escaping the garden as well from all angles. The garden is being escaped here. I've got tomatoes growing in a pot. And there's more stuff happening like in the middle of the jungle that we can't really see very easily. The beans are climbing on everything. They're on the squashes, they're on the tomatoes, they're on these different little sticks that I've got in the garden, and they are like overtaking the entire garden. And there's other stuff in here. There's a cantaloupe here, which I think is a cantaloupe. It is a mystery. Sprouted on its own. Has not flowered. Sorry, I got close with the zoom. Looks like it's about to flower, whatever it is. I think it's cantaloupe. And then in the midst of all this, I believe a cucumber may have planted itself, or possibly two cucumbers. They do have flowers, but I don't see any vegetables. Although, maybe, what will I do with all the tomatoes? Well, that is a good question. Now, the funny thing is, I don't actually love tomatoes, but in the context of eating them raw, I love tomato soup, and I love pasta, and I love bruschetta. So I might have to learn how to make bruschetta. I've never actually made it before, so I have that on my radar. I also have family that are tomato crazy. My dad loves tomatoes so much and decided to get rid of his garden a couple years ago. So if I have an abundance, he will definitely be getting a lot of my tomatoes. And I also have other family that live in the area, so I may give some away to other people or potentially even coworkers, but I will definitely keep some for myself and do some kitchen experiments. Definitely going to try bruschetta. And I have done homemade tomato soup before. It's a bit of work to do, but I might make that again. Potentially homemade spaghetti sauce that you can like freeze, or I don't know if I'll put it in a can, but there's a lot of options when you have a lot of tomatoes. It's not a problem that I'd be disappointed with having. I'm kind of happy if I end up with an abundance. It's not going to be a problem. So this is the jungle. I'm not sure. We have nasturtiums growing in here too. And I have to show you guys this. This is so wild. I have what I believe to be a, let's call it anomaly in the plant world happening on one of my tomato plants. I want to show you a comparison between what I consider to be a normal tomato flower and this really strange thing that has started blooming on my tomato plant. So first, let's check out what looks like a traditional tomato flower, just for comparison purposes. So here is what I would consider this to be a pretty normal tomato flower cluster. And now we're going to look at something that is a little strange to me that I have personally never seen growing tomatoes for many years. Right here. Now this is just strange. It almost looks like a daisy flower, and it is actually growing on a tomato plant. I have no explanation. I don't know why this has occurred, but if anyone knows about why this could be happening, what does it mean, let me know down below, because I am fascinated by Mother Nature's little anomaly right here on this tomato plant. Hello, G, welcome. Did you change your name? I saw the little purple emoji and then I saw G, but I don't know if that's the same person or someone different. Let's venture over here. So yesterday in a live stream, I did a potato harvest. And that's why the garden looks so empty. If you want to see what that was like, I do have a full live stream on it posted yesterday. I'm going to replant these guys. Those are going to go back in the ground here. But because I have all this space now, I've got a lot of options. I'm going to replant something. I'm thinking about cucumbers, potentially more salad greens. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of possibilities. I'm going to have to decide in the next couple days. But I definitely want it's a type of tomato plant. Well, it is a tomato plant. But you mean like a specific variety? Potentially, it could be something unique. I bought a bunch of tomato plants at a local plant sale. Oh my God, you gotta see this. There's action with the crows here. They're like protesting something. I don't know if you can see on the fence. They were making a whole bunch of noise while I was live streaming. These are the ones that come all the time and eat from the... I know what they're talking about. It just hit me. They are upset because I moved the food bowls too close to my garden and they're camera shy. So I think they're saying, stop the camera. I want to go have breakfast. But unfortunately, there was a reason for why I moved the food bowls. I'm trying to get them to be less camera shy. So we're going to see if this is going to work. Hello, Marge. I don't know how to say your first name. Yay, I think my internet has a bad connection. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I don't know if it's my connection when things go weird on the live streams or if it's the connection on your side, because I see it clearly, but then sometimes there's buffering issues in my internet, and then sometimes it's YouTube's end, and I have no idea of knowing whose problem it is. So I just keep going, and I have no idea what it looks like other than what I see on the screen. You have to plant plants in the gardens, and we have farming here. Oh, let me know where you're from. Okay, so now, when you guys are looking at the chat, now this is out of curiosity because I'm not familiar with all the details of YouTube's chat on the live stream. I don't know if this is something you're doing, if it's something YouTube is doing, or maybe it's a new special feature. So what I see when I'm reading the chat is there's a little crown and then there's the number sign and it says number 1 beside G and number 2 has a crown beside Marge. So I don't know if that you guys did that or is that YouTube? Are they like giving people rankings based on their comments now? I don't know, but it's kind of fascinating. My name is Askok and I am from India. Welcome. I think it might be a YouTube feature, but I don't know. I don't stay up on all the YouTube changes. It's kind of interesting though. YouTube is giving like scores to the commenters, which I think is kind of different. Don't really know where that came from, but let's continue the tour. The crows have disappeared. So, what else do we have happening? We were talking about the potato patch being empty. I have not showed you guys this. I attempted to grow beets. They started in milk jugs, and I was having a horrible time getting them transplanted. They just kept getting eaten by who knows what. And these are the only ones that survived, this little patch of beets. I don't think they're going to get very big. This is soil I don't think is very fertile. This one did not have sheep manure. Yes, Ty is my YouTube channel. Oh, okay, that's fun. So I'm hoping they're going to grow a little bigger. Over here, these are my lettuces that I cut back after the live stream yesterday, and I made my little garden salad. And whenever I cut them back, they just get bigger, which is super awesome, and they don't get bitter. In the heat we're having, they stay pretty delicious and juicy, so that is awesome. I don't actually know what variety this is, but I am super thrilled with it, whatever it is. I transplanted the strawberry I accidentally pulled out of the potatoes yesterday into this bed instead of the other one over here where it used to be. So we'll see how it does. This is my purple mountain spinach. It is well over 5 feet tall. Super delicious. I put that in my salad last night. A lot of poppies growing here. Now I could and probably should take this out and plant food, but right now I'm just going to let the flowers go for a while. Another tomato plant over here. Not in the jungle. there are actually quite a few tomatoes on this smaller tomato plant. They're coming out of the garden. I think this is some kind of beefsteak tomato that we've got happening here. Good amount of tomatoes on there. Another tomato plant over here. Now the funny thing is, I was just gonna say, I thought I planted cherry tomatoes, but I guess I did. They're over here. I have not harvested any tomatoes yet, but probably soon. Thank you. They've also commented on your videos and you in the forum. Okay, awesome. That's a lot of tomatoes. Yes, it is. You are not kidding about that. You're not wrong. Now, my bell peppers, for some reason, are not doing very well. I've only eaten one of these, and they're barely growing, and I don't know why. Might be infertile soil, potentially a lack of water. I'm not really sure what it is, but they're not super happy. Maybe next year I'll get them sorted out. I know what we're gonna do next. We are going to check out the rock garden. So I was out watering this morning and I found a flower that literally took my breath away. I did not know it was out there. And you might think, I will show you, and you might think, oh, it's pretty, but why did it take your breath away? But there's a story behind the flower. And the story is that in my old place, I tried to grow this flower multiple times with full seed packages, and I could never get it to grow. And finally, I got it to grow here, and I didn't even know I planted it, which is wild. I just planted wildflower mixes, and it happened to be in the mix. So that is so fun. Have I ever eaten spinach paneer vegetable? I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I don't think so. So I'm going to show you this flower and another flower that's a mystery wildflower that was solved by my cousin, actually, who is not a gardener. And let's take a look at these flowers. First, I'm going to show you the one that shook me this morning, took my breath away. It's small, but it's beautiful. Now, where are we? Gotta turn the camera around. So this is not it. This is California poppies, but let's take a closer look right here. This is a red flax flower, and I wanted to grow these so badly in my last garden, and I could not get them to grow. Multiple attempts. Oh, the camera won't focus. That is annoying. But here we are. It sprouted on its own. It is absolutely gorgeous. And in real life, it's more of a reddish fuchsia color. It looks pink on the camera to me, but this is a red flax, and I'm so excited to have it. Just gorgeous. Now, we're going to take a look at a flower that sprouted on its own. I had no idea what it was. I completely thought this was a hibiscus flower, and I was proven wrong. I posted on YouTube and on Facebook trying to ID the flower because I didn't know what it was. I thought it was exotic hibiscus or marrow, but it is neither of those, and it is stunning, and I thought it was a weed. Check it out. Right over here, this is so gorgeous. There are multiple flowers open now. It looks like a shrub to me. This doesn't even look like a little annual or perennial flower. This totally looks like a shrub. But I think if I remember right, it's called something like clerica. I might be saying it wrong. I probably am saying it wrong, but it is technically a wildflower, which blows my mind. And it even blows my mind more that the first person to identify this was my cousin, who knows nothing about plants. I don't know if he downloaded a plant app or what he did, but he was the first person. Someone on YouTube did identify it several hours later, but I was shocked when he identified it. So there we have it. Gorgeous flower. Love the color. This really gives me tropical vibes. I do not use Instagram. I did when I started YouTube, but I had some strange things happen in Instagram, and I just decided to completely delete my account, my original YouTube Instagram account. And I thought about creating another one. I did, but I've never posted on it, and I don't know if I ever will. I don't love Instagram myself. I do TikTok though. I love TikTok. And so if you want to see more content, it's completely different than my YouTube content, but I do make TikTok videos and the account is linked, I think, at the top of my YouTube channel. So no, for now there is no Instagram, and I don't have any plans in the near future to reactivate or start a new account. Even though I have an account, I just don't want to post on it. So no, the short answer is no, I don't do Instagram. So there we go. This is my Clerica wildflower. It was a plant mystery. It is so exotic looking to me, and I am so happy to have it. I don't know if this is going to be perennial or annual in my garden. I sure hope this is going to be a perennial, and if it's not, I am definitely going to collect seeds if it has any. I just cannot believe how gorgeous it is. It really gives me tropical flower vibes. So that is the two things I really wanted to share. I'm going to show you various other flowers here, but those are absolutely my favorites right now. They are just so stunning. But let's check out what I thought was going to be maybe something that didn't turn out well, that turned out so much better than I expected. It reminds me of a living bouquet in this little flower bed. It is so pretty. You can harvest some seeds and plant somewhere. They are beautiful. Well, if there are seeds, I'm definitely going to do that. So this is my little heart-shaped bed. There's a whole story behind that, but we won't get into it on this live stream. It is just blowing my mind. It's kind of a soft type of beauty is how I want to describe it. There's Spanish lavender. I planted lupins from seed, and this is the first time I've ever been successful. TikTok is in India, and I want to show you everything about India and the festivals here. Oh, fun. I'll try to remember to check out the channels later. So this is a lupin, and I just love it. This was planned, but then I also put a bunch of wildflowers in here, as well as the barrage. I planted those on purpose, wanting to eat them, and I have. They're delicious. If you ever wondered what they taste like cucumbers, actually. And I just love the subtle color, like the blue flowers with the lavender stems, and then the real lavender, and then you've got the little pops of poppies in the middle. It just turned out better than I expected. And then we've got some yarrow and baby's breath and alyssum. Alyssum smells wonderful, and there's nepeta growing in here. The bees just love this little flower bed. There are so many bees here. See if I can show you the bees doing their pollination work. And there's a lot of white butterflies that come around too. Not many other colors, but the white butterflies are here and there. And I do see I've got some weeds to take care of. I didn't even notice that before. And I don't know what this is, but I think this is a giant poppy that has sprouted. I actually have no idea. But it looks like it's about to flower, and it's going to be a pale pink. You have edible flowers. Yes, I do. The borage flowers are edible. We can do another taste test. I wasn't going to, but why not? And you guys, I just had this idea. I've got to research it one more time. I think lupins are edible, and I've never eaten them. So I'm not going to do it today, but we're going to taste test lupins. I actually have a list of flowers that I need to try because I haven't tried them yet. But we're going to, ooh, the gravel is hot. I just sat down in the gravel. Let's do another taste test on these. They are edible. I've done this before on the live stream, but we're going to take a flower that doesn't have any bees in it, and we're going to taste test it just for you guys. I know what it tastes like, but these are edible. If you ever taste test a flower, make sure you do thorough research of your own. Make sure you are comfortable with what you're eating. And if you have allergies, probably don't do this. Don't take your health for granted. So let's do this. This is a borage flower, and it's delicious. Definitely gives me cucumber vibes. That's the only way I can describe it. Definitely edible. Would be delicious in a salad. I should have put this in my salad yesterday. I only put nasturtiums and pansy flowers in the salad I ate yesterday. There's so many edible flowers out there though. Roses are edible. Snapdragons are edible. Sunflowers are edible. Pansies are edible. Tulips are edible. And alyssum is edible. I think I'm going to research lupins. I think they are, but I haven't tried them yet. Is it sweet? No, it is not sweet. It tastes like cucumbers. If you want a sweet flower, try eating plum flowers or peach tree flowers. The sweetest flowers I have ever tasted. They taste so divine. So yeah, that is what I can say about the borage flowers. So let's go and check out the back flower bed. Tulips are edible. Yes, they are. So, little more look at the rock garden before we flip around to the back garden. And a little look at the baby's breath blowing in the wind. I think it's just so pretty. There are so many edible flowers out there, and I think a lot of people don't know that. Even technically, dandelions are edible. There are many, many flowers, and I think they're probably highly nutritious, and there's probably a lot of medicinal benefits that people don't even know about. Maybe in the future, plant medicine, I think plant medicine is going to take off in the future. And I'm not talking about magic mushrooms, I mean actually other plants and how traditional medicine uses them. Like if you're unfamiliar, this is just an example. Morphine comes from poppies, opium. Morphine is a very old medication. So that's just one example. There are many examples of how modern medicine has used plants to turn it into medicine that is used in a traditional sense. I think there is so much more that medicine does not know yet about plants that in the coming days, it might not be in this lifetime that I'll ever see it, but I think there's so much more to discover in the plant world and how it can benefit human health. So, this is my flower garden in the backyard. We'll just take a quick look first at all the things that are happening. So this giant vine is a pumpkin plant. And I made a mistake the other day. I was out here. If you can see, my plant does have mildew on it. Came from the rose. My rose was infected. It infected the pumpkin plant. So I decided to give it a trim. Why not? Unfortunately, I did remove a baby pumpkin, which I didn't know was there. But I have since seen multiple pumpkins on this plant, and I am so excited. So we're going to take a look at the baby pumpkins. Pumpkin number 1 growing right here. That's a decent size for the fact it just started growing. And I do believe there's a pumpkin number 2, if I can remember where it was. Gonna have to start digging through the foliage. My mom was here the other day and she pointed out the pumpkins to me because I thought I had just lost my only pumpkin. And then she's like, nope, there's more. So, where did that pumpkin number 2 go? It's like digging for treasure in the leaves here. Scavenger hunt for pumpkin number 2. There's more flowers. I am certain it is here unless an animal stole it. I wouldn't be surprised with the behavior of the crows these days. But oh, okay. I don't remember if this is the one she was telling me about or if there was another one. So there's at least 2 if that one stays on. But I thought there was another one. So there could potentially be 3 here on this. This is one plant, by the way. And I am growing it in unaged horse manure, if you're curious, with some bark mulch. And it seems to like horse manure. That's all I can say about that. And I have lost what I think is the 3rd pumpkin, but it might be here somewhere. I'm not sure, actually. But that's the pumpkin vine. Someone asked about it a few days ago in another live stream. You can spray dish soap and water mixture on the roses and pumpkin plant. It will help. Would you like to give me both the pieces as a gift? How can I send it to you? I don't have your address. Well, I don't publish my address online. I don't think that's a safe thing to do. You don't need to send me anything. I have everything I need. But that's thoughtful anyways. Thank you. So I can't wait to watch this little pumpkin grow up and see what it's going to look like. I'm not sure on the variety, so time will tell. Just going to get a drink of water and then I will give you another flower taste test just for fun. Wasn't really planning to, but I don't see why I shouldn't. So we'll have a drink of water and then we'll do another flower taste test. This one I haven't tried before, so let's put you down for a minute. Have my water. It will be a new experience for me. And if you're interested in taste testing flowers or what flowers taste like, I have 2 or 3 or more videos on the channel from a year or 2 years ago where I did a lot of flower taste testing. So if you look in the history of the channel, you can find many flower tasting videos. I might actually bring the water with me. You never know. There could be more than one flower taste test in the mix happening. I don't know yet. I don't really plan these live streams. I just kind of go with the flow. What do I feel like talking about? That's what comes out. But I'm not like in the morning, oh, I should do a taste test. No, it doesn't go like that. So we're going back to the garden here. I'm going to taste test something right in front of you. This is the alyssum flower, and this is an edible flower. I have personally not taste tested this, but sources say it is edible, so we're going to give it a try. And I'm told this is supposed to be fairly sweet, so I'm going to see if the sources online are correct, or maybe I have a different palate, but let's give it a try. Okay. I don't usually spit them out, but that is not sweet. And it is not good at all in any way, shape, or form. I typically do swallow the flowers, but that did not taste good. So I wonder if that is a different, I'm actually going to wash my mouth out. Just 1 second. A different type of alyssum. So that is super interesting. If I think something tastes awful, I either don't like the taste or I have any doubt when I put it in my mouth and I get that taste, I spit it out. I don't take chances. I mean, technically there could be a chance you could still get sick even if you don't swallow it, but that was really not what I expected. So always thoroughly research. And if you're in any doubt, if you're trying something new, it doesn't matter if it's a flower or even a food, spit it out. Your health is not worth sacrificing. So there you go. They're not always good. Some flowers are delicious and some are not good. And that one was not particularly good. You are selfish. You have broken your friend's heart. Well, no, I am not selfish. I protect myself. Goodbye. Edible flowers, don't do the alyssum. It did not taste good. Do not recommend it. I basically think that I did a test for anyone who ever thought about doing it. Don't do it. Not alyssum. There's many delicious flowers. Alyssum is not one of them. So don't go down that pathway. Edible flowers, I can think of right now. Nasturtiums, yes, they taste spicy and delicious. I put them in my salad last night. Chive blossom, pansy, viola, lavender, rose petals. Yes, they are all edible. Thanks for joining me. I have never tried alyssum. Do not try it. It was not good. Don't even swallow it. Like, I don't like it. And I don't think anyone should try it. I mean, always do your own research, but personally, I would not give that a try. I like to encourage people to try edible flowers, but that one does not taste good, and just don't do it. It's not worth it. No, I grew this from seed, and I don't put pesticides in my garden, so no. But always, always, always research flowers if you're gonna try them before you eat them. So I'm gonna try something that tastes a little bit better that I suspect tastes better. I haven't tried all my roses, but I just want to kind of get that flavor out of my mouth. And usually roses taste better. They are edible, so we're gonna try some rose petals. Because I am curious and I want to get that flavor out of my mouth. Particularly delicious. Let's say that. So this is one of my roses. And we're going to take a few petals and give them a taste test. So I sure hope this is better than the last flower. Usually roses are. They don't disappoint. It's not bad. It's 100 times better than the alyssum. Like, don't even go with alyssum. Ever, ever, ever. That was I have no regrets, but I will never do that again. The rose, oh, so much better than that last flower. I'm trying to put my finger on how I would describe the taste. It's got a unique flavor. A little bit sweet. I almost want to say a tiny bit tangy, but not super tangy. It's got like a deep flavor, but there's another word to describe it, and I can't think of what that word is. So that was interesting. Not definitely a refreshing flavor after that alyssum. Don't ever try any variety of alyssum. I know there's different varieties out there. There's also different colors out there. I personally would not recommend a single one. I think that is just not a good idea. Go for roses, go for borage plants, peach flowers. Pansies are delicious, nasturtiums are delicious. Don't ever touch alyssum. Dish soap. Ha ha ha. That might be similar to what the alyssum tastes like, or worse than dish soap. I think it's worse than dish soap. So don't ever try alyssum. I don't care what sources say it's edible. It is not worth trying. My roses taste like dish soap. Oh, okay. Well, mine don't. They taste much better than that. But different roses have different flavors. I've done a whole video on different rose flavors. I have other ones to try, but I've kind of had enough flowers for the day, I think. I might actually go have some peas. Let me show you the peas. There are peas growing along my fruit trees. This is a pear tree with only 3 pears on it. It's just planted last November. And lots of peas growing on here. I come outside every day and rotate which fig tree or which which fruit tree I'm going to eat from. But I'm just going to have some of these to get a lovely taste in my mouth. Fresh, tender peas, no comparison. I am shocked that they're growing so well in July. Normally peas would be done by like May. Completely done. And these are just on fire with growth. So good. I highly encourage people to eat them when they're tender and don't pod them. Eat the whole thing. So much nutrition in them. Just go for it. There's another look at the plant. And I've got to show you my sunflowers. This is one sunflower plant. It is on fire and so gorgeous. I don't actually know what variety. This was supposed to be miniature sunflowers, and let me tell you, I think they screwed up the package on the label because, let me get close here. We are going head to head. I'm 5'4". This sunflower has to be 5 feet tall. That is not a miniature sunflower. Oh, guess who joined in the live stream? My friend the crow is back watching the live stream. Why am I not surprised? Actually, don't just eat the freaking petals, eat the whole sunflower. I made a full video on that. Actually, one video and one shorts video. You can roast them, you can barbecue them. Sunflowers, you can eat the entire flower. I mean the entire thing. So watch those videos. There's other videos on YouTube on how to eat an entire sunflower head. I made one, other people have made one. In my opinion, it's like vegetarian steak. If you prepare it right, it is so delicious. And I don't know why more people don't eat sunflowers. They are so good, and I'm sure they're just full of nutrition. Yes, go watch those videos later. I challenge anyone who is interested in eating flowers, watch how to eat an entire sunflower head. You YouTube it and watch those videos. You will be shocked and surprised at how delicious these are if you give it a shot. Highly encourage you to add garlic. They don't all say to add garlic, but if you want a delicious sunflower, add a lot of garlic cloves. I think that's the secret ingredient. But anyways, beautiful sunflowers. We've got some liacheus blooming, snapdragons, those are edible too. And yes, I did eat them earlier in the season. Pansies are edible. There's some raspberries growing back here. And I think I'm going to end this lovely live stream. I am longing to go swimming again. I love swimming in the ocean, so I think the ocean is calling me. I may or may not go in the forest, but I hope you all have a lovely day, evening, or night wherever you are. You can roast them, barbecue them, or like bake them in the oven. They're all delicious. Give it a shot. You won't be disappointed. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.